Imagine you've finished serving your sentence. The judge has signed your release paperwork. The jail is preparing to let you go. Then suddenly, you're told you must stay. Not because a judge ordered it, not because you've been convicted of a new crime, but because another agency has requested that you remain locked up. That simple scenario became the center of one of the most significant legal challenges involving immigration and customs enforcement. This is the story of Gonzalez v. ICE. To understand this case, we first need to understand a tool known as an immigration detainer. A detainer is a request issued by ICE to a local jail or law enforcement agency. It asks local officials to hold an individual for up to 48 additional hours after they would otherwise be released. The purpose is to give ICE time to assume custody and begin immigration enforcement proceedings. Supporters argue detainers help prevent individuals from disappearing before immigration authorities can act. Critics argue detainers can result in people being holed without sufficient legal justification. The question eventually reached federal court, and the answer would have constitutional implications. The Fourth Amendment protects individuals against unreasonable searches and seizures. In simple terms, it limits the government's ability to detain people without proper legal authority. Traditionally, when someone is arrested, a judge reviews whether probable cause exists. Probable cause means there is sufficient evidence to justify the detention. But in many detainer situations, critics argued individuals were being held beyond their release date based solely on administrative requests. The courts were asked a critical question: does extending someone's detention after they should be released amount to a new seizure under the Fourth Amendment? The plaintiffs in Gonzalez argued that ICE's detainer system frequently relied on incomplete information and lacked sufficient probable cause. They claimed people were being deprived of their liberty without the constitutional safeguards normally required when government officials restrict someone's freedom. Civil rights attorneys argued that local jails were effectively holding individuals on ICE's behalf without judicial authorization. Federal courts began examining whether those practices complied with constitutional requirements. The legal debate wasn't about whether immigration laws could be enforced. It was about how enforcement could occur while still respecting constitutional protections. What made Gonzalez significant was not just the facts of one case. It reflected a broader national debate. How much authority should immigration agencies possess? What role should local law enforcement play in federal immigration enforcement? And what safeguards are necessary to prevent unlawful detention? These questions affect thousands of people every year. And they sit at the intersection of federal power, local government authority, and constitutional rights. One common misconception is that courts decide whether immigration enforcement should exist. They don't.